Hello and welcome back for day 24. Merry Christmas Eve. It's so exciting. So today we have with us Pastor Caleb and Miss Kayla and Hudson and Miss Kim and Honey and Jax. And so we're so excited that you're here. And Pastor is going to be reading about our wise men today. So
Man, we are excited to be here. So Merry Christmas Eve, everybody.
Hudson,
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Hudson's here.
Hey, Hudson, say Merry Christmas.
Hudson's here.
You are here.
He is here.
So, man, we get to learn about the wise man today. I just wonder what he thought about as he was on the journey. And so, Hudson, let's read about this, okay? The wise man said, "It's time for me to return home from the greatest journey of my life. I am weary, but also amazed at what I've seen. May I tell you about it? It all began months and months ago when my young student showed me a bright new star in the night sky. I determined that this star signaled the fulfillment of a prophecy that the God of the Israelites would one day send a special king of the Jews. My own king, he was curious. I bet he was, right? He decided to send me, along with other wise men, my student included, to search for this new king and take him great gifts of gold and incense and oil to honor his arrival. So we loaded up a caravan with valuable treasures and set off for the faraway land of Israel. The journey was long and tough, much harder than I expected, and I made sure to keep a sword close by in case we were attacked by bandits. Every night, we camped under the night sky and gazed in awe at the bright star that continued to guide our path. And after months of traveling, the star finally led us to the large city of Jerusalem. We were brought before King Herod in his spectacular palace, and I must admit it was even greater than the palace of our own king. Herod asked us why we Magi had come to Israel. I told him we were following a star to meet the new king of the Jews. And I bet this king wasn't happy about it.
No, probably not.
When Herod heard this, he seemed interested, but also a little concerned. Herod's advisors said this new king was probably in the nearby town of Bethlehem, and so he instructed me to bring a word back when we found him. In Bethlehem, we actually found this king of the Jews, and I couldn't believe it. He was just a boy. But nonetheless, we were overcome with thankfulness at reaching him after such a long journey. I wasn't expecting to feel this way, but we wanted to bow down before him. We gave the boy's mother and the father the treasures we had brought, and they seemed astonished at it all, our arrival and our gifts for the young king. And the night before we left, God spoke to me in a dream. Hudson, come look at this right here. God spoke to me in a dream telling me not to trust Herod and to return to my kingdom by a different route. So that's what we're doing. Who knows how long it'll take us to return home? However long, it will be worth it to protect this young king.
Yeah. So some of the questions that we have for that day is, what would you like about following a star?
You know, it's fun going out at night and looking up at the black sky, the sky and seeing stars, pointing them out.
It was obviously pretty big and unusual for the time. And then the next question was, how do you think Mary and Joseph felt of when the group arrived with all the gifts for their young son, Jesus? They probably were thinking, how do these people know what this is about? But,
and overwhelmed, too. Like, that's a lot of gifts, you know?
Yeah, and they were probably glad, though, because they were living in a foreign country by then, probably.
Sure, yeah.
And it says, if you were going to give Jesus a gift, what would it be and why?
Now, that's a great discussion question for a family to talk through.
Yeah.
If we're going to, Christmas is about receiving gifts, and we're all excited about that. But if we were going to give Jesus a gift, what would that be? That's a great discussion question.
So I hope you'll join us tomorrow for day 25 of our 25 days of Christmas.
Hey, can you tell everybody? Say,
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.